Hey you guys, this is Killing86, aka Raymond. Welcome. Now that we're in my reacting chair, let's react. That's right guys, on the title that you just saw, that's right. The Scream Queen is back. So I said cream. The Scream Queen is back. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be back in the new Halloween movie that's being rebooted. It's coming out in October of 2018. A great moment right there, guys. As you guys may have known, Jamie Lee Curtis has been in two movies from the original. Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 back in 76. What you may don't know, guys, is that Halloween was Jamie Lee Curtis's first role in movie history in all of her career, and to be honest with you. This was her first movie that she's ever done, and from then on, guys, she was known as the Scream Queen. Nobody can scream as well as she can in horror films. Now, she's done a lot of other horror films. She was in Prom Night, and she was also there in The Fog. And also, we also seen her reprise her role in Halloween H2O, Halloween 20 years later. It was really amazing how Jamie Lee Curtis took the role back as Laurie Strode and was able to fight back against his murderous brother, Michael Myers. Now, guys, I'm sure you guys are wondering, what is this movie about? Where is this going to take place? I'm going to tell you guys. The directors have decided to make a part 3. If you guys are wondering about part 3, it's not going to be the one about Rob Zombie's Halloween that he remade in his image. It's going to take back after Halloween 2 from the original. Now, I'm going to give you guys a brief chronological order of how Halloween started. If you guys see in the original, we saw how Michael Myers, as a kid, killed his sister, and they put him into a mental institution. And as Dr. Loomis was able to come back and try to take him to a prison, he escaped. And years gone by, Halloween came, and that's where Jamie Lee Curtis, who played Laurie Strode, came in the picture. That's where Michael Myers killed her friends and tried to get to her. Now, guys, part 2. This was the night of Halloween when the first Halloween movie ended. If you guys remembered at the end of Halloween where Dr. Loomis came into the house and shot Michael Myers 9 times, and he fell off the window balcony. As he looked over the balcony, he was gone. So they took her to the hospital, where she get recuperated and be covered in blood, and obviously, judging from everything that's happened between her, she had to stay in the hospital so she could rebuild her strength. But little did she know that Michael Myers was still out there. He was wounded, but he was able to still keep going. As he found out where Laurie was, he went to the hospital. When Dr. Loomis was about to leave, he found out that Laurie Strode was actually Laurie Myers. It was Michael Myers' sister. So Dr. Loomis decided to head back and save her. And when you guys saw what happened at the end of Halloween 2, spoiler alert, Dr. Loomis got stabbed by a suture, obviously. But they were in a gas room where there's a lot of oxygen and helium, obviously. Where a lot of stuff was there. I'm sure there's helium in a hospital, obviously. But no matter what, guys, he turned the gas on, and when he told Laurie to leave, Dr. Loomis pulled out a lighter and said, "Michael, it's time." And he lit it. The whole room blew up. And as you guys can see how Michael Myers was walking down the hallway, was burning alive, and he fell down and he collapsed. The movie ended when the ambulance took Laurie Strode somewhere else, where we don't know where she actually went. Now, guys, if you remember in Halloween H2O, she was in a college where, as years went by, she still had nightmares of what happened that long time ago. So, guys, it's really amazing how Jamie Lee Curtis, she's in her 50s right now. She's going to be reprising her role as Laurie Strode. Now, if you guys are wondering how the story is going to be, I'm not sure, but I'm telling you this, guys. When October 2018 comes around, this is going to be a sight to see. We're going to see the woman who started her movie career by starring in her first film, which is a horror film, Halloween. It's going to be back where her career began. And that's really amazing. And I can't wait to see if she still has what it takes to scream. Like in the movie Halloween, everyone's entitled for a good scare, and I wonder if Jamie Lee Curtis is ready to step into her shoes again and try to do battle against Michael Myers. Give me your guys' opinion on how you feel that Jamie Lee Curtis is back in her role in the Halloween franchise, or give me your opinions on what you thought of all the other Halloween films. Now, I've seen Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one back in 2000, I think it was 6 or 7, and I also saw Halloween 2. Those were good, but it took a big step backwards, to be honest with you. Halloween 2, that was terrible. The first one, at least we saw what happened, and after that, we saw how he escaped, and after that, we've seen how he was after Laurie. But in the originals, from Halloween 1 all the way down to 6, that is when Dr. Loomis, with that actor who was his last role as Dr. Loomis, as he passed away, we saw how everything was changed. Oh, by the way, the reason why this is going to be part 3, because if you guys have seen all the original Halloween movies like I did, Halloween 3 isn't based on with Michael Myers at all. It was called Season of the Witch. This is where a guy finds out that there's this guy who's doing sorcery with masks, Halloween masks, and they find out there was this guy who was actually an android. Don't ask me how that happened. If you watch a special and you're wearing a mask, somehow the mask will actually melt and you'll die. And he tried everything in his power to stop the broadcast, but he was too late. He couldn't do it. So, the one thing that made it interesting in part 3, Season of the Witch, was that on TV they shown someone actually watching Halloween, the original, which was funny. So, this will all be based after what happened in part 2 of the original. So, I'm glad, because Season of the Witch, why would you do that? I'm not sure. But, as you guys remember in Halloween 4, back in the late 80s, that's where the return of Michael Myers came back on the 4th one when he was after his niece. Well, guys, give me your opinions on all of it. If you've seen the original, tell me which one was your favorite. I think out of all the originals back then, I love the first one. The first one was amazing. I mean, if you guys may have remembered, on AMC, they do Fear Fest, and they do Halloween films. That's really amazing how Halloween is based on that specific holiday. It's cool how it all was put together. And John Carpenter didn't pay that much. He paid like about, I would say, like $100,000, somewhere around over $100,000. If you guys remember in the movie Paranormal Activity, the actor spent less than that. Less than $100,000. And that movie was a big box office hit. And so was Halloween. Halloween made like triple of what it was made. And let me tell you guys, that is a big success right there. And launched her career. She starred in so many horror films. She was, like I said, she was given the name Scream Queen. Scream Queen. Try saying that 5 times fast. Scream Queen, Scream Queen, Scream Queen, blah, blah. All I can say, guys, Jamie Lee Curtis is a horror legend. A horror legend. She starred in so many horror films. And, hey, she's starring in this movie that jump-started her career. Halloween. Give me your guys' opinion on this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reaction to gameplay. Drop some likes on this video if you enjoy this. I would say drop some likes for seeing the legend of all horror films, Jamie Lee Curtis being back in Halloween. Give me your opinion on that, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, stay positive. And I think I said it before, I prefer the original Halloween. That is my favorite Halloween film out of all of them.